Hi, I'm Dr.Nilesh Satguru, and these are my words to live by. Have you ever let your emotions get the better of you? Maybe you're somebody that has big goals, dreams, and visions, but you feel like you're not quite good enough, or like you haven't taken enough committed action or disciplined action moving forward. Or maybe you're someone that's very busy and rushed off their feet all the time, a bit mindless, reactive, struggling with time. Or maybe it's that you're struggling with conflict, communication struggles, boundaries in important relationships, family members, people that you love. Well, I'm here to show you a very simple 3-step process that's going to help you master your emotions through the transformative power of compassion. It was a while ago now that I was a doctor. I was a doctor for over 10 years. And whilst on that journey, I was one of these elbow-padded GPs. I always dreamed of being a GP out in the country, and lo and behold, I got this job. And I went in to start working at this practice, but the truth was, it was going through some really challenging times. There was a 33-day routine wait. And there I was, burning the candle at both ends, trying to reduce the waiting time for patients to be seen, whilst also seeing patients. And I remember I saw someone, and in one day I didn't pay enough compassion to them. I didn't really understand, interestingly enough, this whole word compassion, what the concept was, what the practice was, what it meant. And I received a patient complaint. And in that complaint, I started to learn amazing quotes like from people like Hippocrates, which says it's far more important to know what kind of person has a disease than what kind of disease the person has. Or people don't care how much, people don't remember what you say, they only remember how you make them feel. And in those moments of that complaint, I looked really deep inwards and I realized what a lack of self-compassion I had. And that set me off on this journey of mastering my emotions and helping others, business leaders, entrepreneurs, founders, do the same. Let me first share with you some misperceptions about emotions to help you feel understood so that you know that you're on the right path. I like to think of emotions like your chemical compass or your internal GPS system or chemical feedback. You see, it's a biological response. There is nothing wrong with emotions. They are not right or wrong. It's only our thinking. It's only the stories we attach to them that makes it so. So if you're experiencing fear, blame, shame, anger, guilt, disgust, joy, bliss, inspiration, they're not right or wrong. But they are telling you if you are on the right path. And ultimately, that's all that matters in this present moment, whether you're moving in the direction of freedom, of growth, of service. These are innate qualities in our human experience that we all want. So if that sounds like something that you would like more of, to be able to use your emotions as a tool for growth, to be able to not judge yourself for feeling any emotional experience, whether you're going through a separation, a significant illness, a family death, whether you've just lost your job. If you are someone that wants to develop more resilience, more optimism, more grit, then stay tuned for this 3-step process. What I learned in my journey of self-development, you see, I went and studied with world-leading coaches and healers, and I invested significant amounts of time and energy into getting to this root cause. How can we use our emotions as a fuel for growth? How can we go inwards to give outwards? And I found that there's a specific sequence. So there's a lot of teachings out there that are incredibly helpful. They might teach you to raise your vibe. They might teach you to make sure you do your breath work or your meditation, all amazing practices. But what I'm going to share with you is going to be quite transformative because there's a certain sequence that you need to practice things in to help you become the master of your emotions and not let them master you. So it's 3 steps. Grateful awareness, forgive the agreements, and then the third one is kind actions. See, most of us, and me included, on the journey of self-development, we all think about the actions without these 2 pieces first. And this point here, grateful awareness, is key. What do most people do when they become aware of their emotional states? They say, oh my God, I feel anxious or fearful or worried, and there's that tone of self-blame. You know, I often think about my father. I remember on a Sunday night in 2022, I checked my phone and my parents had just gone to Sri Lanka on holiday. And as I picked up the phone, my father was in a cardiac arrest. He had gone to go and spend a holiday. He was a little bit unwell, but it was completely unexpected. And I stood there and looked at him. And in that moment, I flashed back to a similar moment about 10, 15 years before where he had had a stroke. You see, my father, he was doing really well in his career like many people. He was successful, he was working hard, but he had no emotional awareness. He had gone to see a doctor who had told him that he needed to take blood pressure medication. He didn't take it, and in the end, he ended up having a stroke. And so often I think about that. I think, what would be different if my father had that grateful awareness? What if he knew the tools that we have available to us today? So how can you do this? Well, simple 3 steps. Name it to tame it. Name the emotional responses is the most important thing. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to rank it 1 to 10, 10 being the most severe. And then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to rank how heavy or light your body feels. Now, you don't need to do all these 3 things every single time. You can just choose one of them. But by becoming aware of how heavy or light your body is, by tuning into the language of an emotion, is going to help you develop emotional awareness with a sense of gratitude, not a sense of blame. Next step, forgive agreements. This is the most profound thing that I learned from Dr. David Hawkins, which is that most of us judge our emotions, kind of like what I've just said earlier. If you can be present with the emotion without wanting to change it, by accepting it, by forgiving yourself for feeling it, well, then the energy behind the emotion dissipates. And then you're acting from a full cup. You're acting from a place of love and not fear when you're moving forward on your journey of growth. So 3 things you can say to yourself. You can be present with the emotion. You can say an affirmation like, I'm not the only one, with this forgiving tone. Remember, all negative emotions stem from a feeling of being separate. And then you can start to look for the cause of it. You can say, what was the cause of this emotion? And once you understand that there are causes and conditions, again, you take out this element of self-blame, and you can use your emotions as a tool for growth. You can ask yourself, so what can I do about it now? And this leads us onto kind actions. Being nice is a short-term gain. Being kind is about the long-term gain. I think of kindness like a mother who would not let you sit on the couch and eat ice cream all day. She wanted you to make sure you did your homework and tidied your room and made sure that you brush your teeth every night. And so when you tune in and you ask yourself, in the moment when you're experiencing difficult emotions, what do I need? That is the essential question of self-compassion. You're coming from this place of a future you, a long-term version of you that's already fulfilled and free and loved. And so let's just run through this very simple framework again. The 3 A's: grateful awareness, forgive any agreements for experiencing the emotion, and then last of all, kind actions. What do I need in this moment that supports my future self, my growth, my fulfillment, and my freedom? Now, I can speak in much more detail about all of these points, but the most important thing I'd encourage people to do is to challenge the sequence in which they process their emotional responses. One takeaway, one action you can do right here and now is get out your phone, set an alarm to go off every hour or a calendar reminder just to do an emotional check-in. And that will build a habit of you becoming attuned to how heavy or light your body feels. That will build a habit of you naming or taming the emotions, or sitting and feeling the energy behind the emotions without judging it. Those skills are incredibly profound. Hey, you know what? You may well just follow your dreams after that. Never forget to commit to your journey of emotional mastery today through the transformative power of self-compassion, which is going to help you achieve fulfillment, flourishing, and freedom in the long run through improving these 3 core skills of resilience, optimism, and grit.